2, 3, 4. Let's do this. Sure, seems good in the mirror. So I think I just go for the Mutagen man here. 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can't kill the Sentinel. So let's do this. Nice. Okay. Five. Exile from our yard. Let's target. Sentinel. That way if they like kill it to try and get in a counterattack, we at least get our mutagen tokens. They have nothing in their hand. Okay, this game's looking pretty good, so we don't lose anything from the attack trigger. Okay. Do this. And then do this. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. All right. Can I kill them? No, I don't think so. This is going to be +10, so I can put them to 4. I think I want to kill the elf here. They just didn't play a third land, despite having a bunch of lands in their hand. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles release day. Probably not going to post this video until tomorrow, so day after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles release day. I'm pretty stoked for this set. Got a very oozy deck for everybody today, featuring the legendary artifact, the Ooze. I really liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid. My son, who's currently 3 years old, loves Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm showing them, all of my kids, the original live-action Ninja Turtles movies, and they're loving them. So this set came out at a very opportune time. And we're brewing. So I actually didn't see too much in the set that I wanted to try out and constructed, but the one thing that did catch my eye is the Ooze. So 2 mana legendary artifact. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it leaves the battlefield, you create a mutagen token for each +1/+1 counter on it. Key words on this card: when it leaves the battlefield. So if it gets bounced, if it gets exiled, if it dies, if you sacrifice it, you're going to get the mutagen tokens. And then the mutagen token is just an artifact token. You can pay 1, tap, and sack it to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, activate only as a sorcery. So you can like stack counters on things, and it's just a rectangle which synergizes with all the other cards that we're playing in the deck. But you can also tap the Ooze to exile a card from a graveyard and create a mutagen token. So we get to main deck some graveyard interaction, which is very relevant against Lessons. It's randomly relevant against Earthbent lands, since you can exile it as an instant, like kill the land and then exile it with the trigger on the stack while it's in the graveyard. So just having like a little bit of main deckable graveyard interaction, I think, is very valuable in the current format. And then we care very much about the first ability as well. So like every aspect of this card, this deck likes. So alongside the Ooze, we're playing Mutagen Man, Living Ooze, so very Ooze-centric deck here. We're oozing with value. So it's green green X for a 2/3 trample legendary creature. Activated abilities of artifact tokens you control cost 1 less to activate. And then when it comes into play, you make X mutagen tokens. So you can essentially dump all your mana into him, make a bunch of mutagen tokens, and then pop them immediately. So he himself, having trample, wears mutagen tokens pretty well, but ideally you want to like have an obsessive pursuit in play, spend all your mana on Mutagen Man. His static ability lets you pop all your mutagen tokens for free, and then stack them onto something that's already in play that's probably getting through. There's not a ton of evasion in this deck, like where Super Shredder has Menace, Phantom Train already has Trample. But if you're like making that many mutagen tokens, you can like spread out the love between Obsessive Pursuit triggers and stacking your mutagen triggers. So those two cards play very well together, especially since if you like move in on a creature, you get a good attack in with it, maybe you deal some damage, maybe you gain some life with a Obsessive Pursuit trigger, and then they kill it. If you have the Ooze in play, then you get all those mutagen tokens back. So that's the deck. The other new card we're playing is Michelangelo, Weirdness 2/11, 2 mana, 1/1, legendary creature. When it enters, you create a mutagen token, and then if one or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on instead. So each mutagen token essentially adds 2 +1/+1 counters. Map tokens, similarly, if you hit the non-land card on the Explorer, then that counter counts for Mikey. Map tokens also notably get their cost reduced by Mutagen Man. Mikey will also, I don't think it came up in the matches that I just recorded, but if you Earthbend with Mikey in play, it makes the way Earthbend is worded is it makes it a 0/0 creature first, and then you put the counters on it. So he will see a creature getting a +1/+1 counter on it. Speaking of Earthbend puts +1/+1 counters on your lands, and then when those lands die or get bounced or get exiled or whatever, the Ooze sees that and you get mutagen tokens. So we are playing one Bossing Say. Could see playing more of these. I wouldn't cut any of the colored lands for them, but you could trim a Restless Cottage for a second Bossing Say. I could see that. Last new card that we're trying out here is Super Shredder, 1 and a black for 1/1 Menace Legend. Whenever another permanent leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Super Shredder. So he starts out super small, Super Shredder, super small. But then every token that he sees leave the battlefield, he gets a counter. And then whenever your opponent's stuff leaves the battlefield, he also gets a counter. So he can like pop off. I think we had one game where I don't remember what turn it was, probably like turn 4 or something. We like played Super Shredder with an Obsessive Pursuit in play and a Viper in the same turn, and then just like created a bunch of threats. Big boom boom threats. Yeah, so that's the deck. Badgermole Cub and Llanowar Elves are here to give us mana, because if we don't have Mutagen Man or a sack outlet, then we're kind of like popping our tokens the fair way, which we need mana for. And then the deck is kind of clunky since our engine pieces are Obsessive Pursuit and the Ooze, which are both non-creature permanents that don't directly affect the board. So the deck can be kind of slow if like you spend your turn 2 not interacting with the opponent. Yeah, so having a little bit of mana acceleration with Badgermole Cub and Llanowar Elves is nice. Cub also relevantly, this also did not come up in the videos or the matches that I just recorded, but it did come up when I was like tweaking the deck before recording. If your opponent is like playing a control game and trying to keep you off of a creature that's able to attack, with Obsessive Pursuit, then Badgermole Cub makes the land which has haste, and then you can attack even if they're like playing a bunch of wraths and stuff. So you can get your Obsessive Pursuit triggers that way. Same thing with Restless Cottage, but Restless Cottage doing it is much more expensive. Same with Bossing Say. But that is something relevant to keep in mind. Main deck, we're only playing 4 Tragic Trajectory as interaction. It's very, very easy to turn on Tragic Trajectory. And then in the sideboard, we have whatever other interaction that we might want. I was hoping to play like a Pitiless Carnage in the deck. Just to, be able to sacrifice our Mutagen tokens to like draw cards. And then Obsessive Pursuit will still see them leave. But I think that's probably just too cute. I've been wanting to like get Pitiless Carnage to be good in the deck for a while now, and it just never comes up. Had it in for the first match, and then I played the mirror match and saw that they were just much leaner, and I liked that. So you'll see. Origin of Metalbending is in the sideboard. I had Pick Your Poison for a minute because it's probably better against Lessons, but we played the mirror match, and Pick Your Poison was just a stone cold blank against our opponent's like artifact tokens coming into play. Like Pick Your Poison, trying to hit your Ooze, and they just like make a Mutagen token. So maybe a split is reasonable. But the indestructible mode of Origin of Metalbending can be relevant against Lessons too. So I'm sure the board can be improved. We didn't get to show it off today, but we are playing Scavenger's Talent as like our gotcha against Excruciator if they mill us, because we are a pretty slow mid-range deck, like them playing Wraths and Bitter Triumphs and stuff against us to just get to a Kavaro exiling a Doomsday is pretty effective against us. But if we have a Scavenger's Talent, we can just get it to level 2 and then mill them out. And then it's also a fine card to bring in against Control, just because it gives you more rectangles, gives you another angle of attack if you want to try and mill them out. But then level 3 is relevant, getting back Vipers and Sentinels and stuff. Even Michelangelo is relevant. What do I not like about this deck? It's bad against Spell Snare. As you can see, all of our most important cards cost 2 mana. That's part of the reason why we're playing 4 Duresses in the sideboard. So it's bad against Spell Snare. This card doesn't see very much play, but the Star Cage is very good against us. Exiles all of our fact tokens, exiles the Ooze itself, and then all of our cheap dudes. So it's bad against that. And then Ultima is really good against us as well. But outside of that, I think that, the deck is able to do its very powerful thing, which has become much more powerful thanks to the Ooze and Mutagen Man. So I could see this deck like contending in the metagame. I don't know if it's going to become like a metagame deck, but I can see it like holding its own against other metagame decks. So let me know what you think. Are there cards that I completely missed? Do you think that Super Shredder and Mikey there should be more copies? Yeah, let me know what you think. Would love to hear some feedback, and hope you enjoy the matches. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz helps to grow the channel and really motivates me to make a lot of videos. So I'm going to do my best to make content this week as I'm able to. Release week is always fun. And yeah, thanks for being here, and enjoy the matches. Peace and chicken grease. Self. Herself? Goddess Pharaoh? God Pharaoh. Okay, we've got a pretty good curve here. This is an excellent curve. just to see how good Michelangelo is versus Shredder. Like they seem to be very, very similar. Ooh, are we playing the mirror match? That would be very interesting. Nice. No. Get this tragic trajectory online. As tempting as it is to just dump like infinite tokens, we don't have an ooze yet, so like if we move in on a creature, like it's not guaranteed to stick. Wow. I guess I'm not the only one that wants to build this deck. Okay, we are going to get to kill their Mutagen man, and then hopefully pop off with our own. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this. Sure, seems good in the mirror. Yeah, their Mutagen man out super early. Put them behind. They popped off their tragic trajectory on my Cub, whereas I got to eat their guy with a bunch of counters on it when they didn't have an Ooze in play. Huh. Doing it for 0. Okay. I guess they were hoping to draw a tragic trajectory. Let's see. I guess shoot the sheriff is going to be good, and pick your poison is going to be good. What's not going to be good? I honestly don't know. Gotta cut 5 cards. I don't know. Like, the Ooze seems... Like, if we're playing, like, fair battle cruiser Magic, just jamming giant dudes into each other, like, getting to rebuy all of our mutagens afterwards, seems good. Maybe we don't want to shoot the sheriff. We just lean on tragic trajectory and pick your poison. I don't know. Maybe pitiless carnage in the mirror. Just trim on our like fat. And then I mean Michelangelo seemed really good there. Maybe like our curve should just be lower and we can cut our fat and play more Mikey. I need to cut a card. Those. It could be wrong to dilute for interaction. This is not a good hand. If I had one more land, like keeping Ooze and Super Shredder seems really good. And we do have 2 Pick Your Poison. We're on the draw. I mean, we get 2 looks at a land. We'll try this. I don't love it, but... Okay, we hit our land. So let's see. They drew Super Shredder and popping off with Elves. So we'll play our Super Shredder in case they decide to try and pop off. We'll at least match them. Which is Vanity. Nice. Okay. This gives them a food and then a wicked token. I don't think I want to waste a pick your poison on that, so we'll just try and get on board here. Like their Super Shredder is gonna get real big. Okay, well now their food is protecting their ooze. Maybe pick your poison is not the piece of interaction that we want here. I mean, we can slam Rottenmouth Viper, but then we just die to Super Shredder. It's going to get a Wicked Roll token, so it's going to be a 7/7. They can sack this to make it an 8/8. There's going to be nothing in the yard. No, there's going to be Witch's Vanity in the yard, so they can make it a 9/9. In which case, we're going to have to, like, double block it with the Viper, and I don't love this. Okay. I guess we do want Shoot the Sheriff. Yeah, I'm like their decks just seemed way leaner, so pick your poison. Like if they're playing Witch's Vanity, that like protects Obsessive Pursuit, like the artifact tokens protect the ooze. This hand is great. No, maybe we didn't want to do that because then we don't have double black. Yeah, maybe this deck just wants to be super lean. We should like cut our top end and Just play like the super low to the ground stuff. Pick your poison, might want to be Origin of Metalbending. Tragic Trajectory, Deadly Precision. They're killing the Cub. Interesting. Okay. Rottenmouth Viper. Yeah, I guess I'll keep that. Do I really want to, though? I guess. So if they kill the Sentinel, we get like a ton of Mutagen tokens. Yeah, if we had one more black mana. They don't want the ooze. Interesting. Okay. We can't give a guy trample. So let's start off by doing this. Okay, there's our second black. Let's see. If we've sacked one thing, Pursuit. If we play Pursuit, then we would only be able to... No, we're just jamming Viper here. So, make a Mutagen. Black. Green. Sack 1, 2, 3, 4. This isn't big enough to punch through the Sentinel, so we're just attacking here. Keeping the map around to get extra pursuit triggers. Okay, I'm glad we ran into this deck. Gives some insights into how we want to tweak ours. Let's see. Definitely cutting the pick the poisons. Like, pick your poison seems good against yeah, maybe the carnages and the trains are just not necessary. We just want to do this. I don't think we saw Cub from them, so they were playing Elf but no Cub. Kind of like Train, but maybe Pitiless Carnage should just be another Michelangelo. And then get these out. Get in. I do think that Cub is probably better than Michelangelo. If he wasn't legendary, I'd think about playing 3 copies over the Shredder, but I like that Train has trample. I might just like Rottenmouth Viper too much. but we'll try it this way. MK forever. Ugh. Okay. The councils. Place of victory. Does awkwardly have 3 mana or 3 toughness. So we're just gonna run this out because we have nothing else to do. It might be correct to wait and then like make a map, pop it, and Tragic Trajectory all on the same turn. It probably would have been better to do that. Oh no, Leo falls on his back when we get hit. The beginning of your end step, you gain life. Okay. So let's try... Do I care about hope? Their life gain? Like that the ooze like lets us stack counters on stuff without really being afraid of like the creature dying. Okay, we're at 14. What do they got? Second Voice of Victory. Second Authority of the Councils. Okay. We're drawing all the lands. Alright, well, let's do it this way. Okay. Maybe we should have not played the one unknown card in our hand. Now they just know we've got nothing. Yeah, this smells like wrath. Or a cat. Nice. We're gonna be one shy of killing them? Looks like we are. Yeah. Okay. Voice, the mill, life gain guy. Tragic Trajectory didn't seem great there. So maybe we want dead. Like all these other cards seem fine. Crossing Say is awkward. Try this. This lets us Mutagen Man for... We can do it for 1 this turn. And then we still can't play Train next turn, though. But we could play... We could play Viper. Or we can just bash, or like play a naked Mutagen Man, and then play Train next turn, and then Mutagen Man as the follow-up. That's not the worst. Interesting. Destroy all tapped creatures. Oops. I think I just start bashing with Obsessive Pursuit here. Yeah, so if we draw an untapped land, like Mutagen Man makes 2 tokens. They do have 2 open mana right now, though. That Voice of Victory is going to gain them a ton of life. 4 life. That's not a ton, I guess. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Ooze. Lets us make a 10/10 that's going to get +2/+2. So does Sentinel, and Sentinel uses all our mana and keeps them from... Oh, I guess it won't keep them from attacking. But I'm still gonna bash them here. Get lost. Okay, well, we get a bunch of Mutagen tokens, but that loses our Trampler, which is unfortunate. Oh no, we don't get the Mutagen tokens. We didn't play the Ooze. We're in a bad spot here. Ooh. Yeah, they're just gaining a bunch of life. We're at 11. Okay. So let's see. We can play the Ooze. We want to exile stuff from our graveyard because they play Monument. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaving the map. Yeah, we want to leave the map because we're going to pop Mutagen next turn. And then Sentinel becomes a 7 power. We still don't... We do have the Ooze in play now, so if they kill Sentinel, we at least get a bunch of tokens. They're at 19. Second authority, okay. They want to bash. 4, 5, 6, 7. Second Ooze. So I think I just go for the Mutagen man here. Four, 5, 6, 7. So they can't kill the Sentinel. So let's do this. Nice. Okay. Five. Exile from our yard. Let's target. Sentinel. That way if they like kill it to try and get in a counterattack, we at least get our mutagen tokens. They have nothing in their hand. Okay, this game is looking pretty good. Let's save the map token. All right, good game. It's for authority. But like, is Duress even that good against them? They have Get Lost and Split Up. I guess it's good. Alright, this is a spicy hand. I like it. Nice. Okay. Gotta do the mill. damage this turn. Yeah, that's probably worth it. That was in that set. Okay. It's a good. Plans here. And I guess I just activate it to force him to use his Aang. I don't love that. I do get 2 Mutagen tokens off of it, though. It's probably time to start thinking about what's left in my deck. I'm out of pursuits. I'm out of Mutagen, man. 2, 3. I think I have 1 Viper left. They have a third technique. Have 3 cards left. Okay. I guess I should have made a mutagen token. Do they have another Aang? That's what it seems like. I think we got him though, unless there's something going on that I'm not tracking. Oh. We totally punted there, but they scooped, so if you earthbend a land that's already animated, it turns it into a 0/0. Don't want to make that mistake again. Alright. Nice. This hand seems to have a lot of action in it. Good lessons. Boring deck. Yeah, let's just eat away at their graveyard. I don't really want to run out Super Shredder without the Ooze being around for protection. Boo. We do here. We can play Rottenmouth Viper. Can we play? Okay, well, we have to attack first, but we don't have in pursuit, so we don't lose anything from the attack trigger. Okay. Do this. And then do this. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. All right. Okay. Betrayal, and we want Duress. Tragic trajectory, like killing Grand is great, but we win by being proactive against them. What's not good against them? Maybe 4 metal bendings is too much. I like Ooze against them because they're just chock full of removal. Maybe 4 Metal Bendings is too much. We need to like fine-tune our board. Rottenmouth Viper is like, it was really good there, but it's not like the best because if we move it all in on it too early, then they can just bounce off, and then it's real awkward. We still need to cut 4 cards. Jeez. Is it just Cub? I have a hard time believing that it's Cub. Like, getting ahead on mana is one of the ways that we do really well. Maybe we just don't want 4 Duresses, like 3 Duresses. I like Train against them. Like, trampling over otter tokens is good. Jeez, I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna be super lazy and, like, do this. That can't be right, but I don't know. This hand, like turn 1 Duress is nice, and then we have like key pieces on turn 2 and an answer to their enchantments. We have 23 lands left in the deck, and we get two looks. I think we're okay sitting on 2 mana here, so I'm gonna keep this. All right, we hit our land. And now we get to take their spell snare. Or their... Maybe we take abandon attachments. I hate that spell snare. It's so good against this deck. Yeah, I think I'm okay, like, trying to play around their counterspells if we're just trying to cut off their card velocity. If they only had 1 counterspell, I would have taken it. Do I want to give them the Pursuit, or do I want to give them the Ooze? Okay, so they're keeping the Quench. Yeah, if I had a 4th land, I would probably just try and slow roll to play around the Quench, but since I don't, and I drew a redundant copy of the Ooze, I'm fine just running it into... Yeah, let's just get their lesson count down. Artist Talent. Ooh, I really want to play that Sentinel, but I also really want to kill that Artist Talent. I think I need to just get on board here. Like, if I'm just dirtling here, then we're not doing too much. Okay, I'll take the 2 for 1. They do have a yard full of lessons now, which is unfortunate. So if they draw Wisdom, we're gonna be in some trouble. Let's get rid of... Question technique. Yeah. Wisdom is such a good card. Oh, lessons, lessons, lessons. It's just always raining on my parade. You have a quench. You just drew 3 cards, so you probably have a quench. Disdainful Stroke, okay. That card is not actually very good against me, but if they want to have it. Slowly chipping away at their graveyard. This Super Shredder might end up being real big. Let's see if we can grow it. Firebending lesson for 5. Okay, yeah, they're just doing the big one. That's fine. We'll draw a card. Bossing Say is very nice. Let's do this one. Take Cub. Eat some more of their graveyard. Liking our spot here. I guess I shouldn't have been so hard on them playing Lessons. Lessons just was my the bane of my existence last season. Mostly just because I like playing control decks. Probably shouldn't be such a poor sport about it. Let's do this. Nice. If we're against a creature deck, Tragic Trajectory should be like a fine way to buy us time to get to Sentinel. I hate mulliganing so much. This should probably be a mulligan, but I hate mulliganing. They mulligan to 6, and they are on an aggro deck. I don't know what's going on with... Are they playing like a Mayhem deck? Red black, Iron Shield Elf. Okay. Is this like what the Monument deck looks like now? Let's just clean this up and then jam our Sentinel next turn. I I haven't seen monument lists play the kitten, but I guess it makes sense. Like it's a reasonable 1-drop. If they want to play more 1-drops than Mako and Moonshadow. Bloodborne Flail. Okay, yeah, this is the monument deck. Ooh, are they gonna discard a card? No? Okay. Let's see what they got. What does this do? Whenever you discard a card, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay, these are some unconventional card choices. Okay. The kitten has not impressed me from what I've seen. If they have like Pitch Phoenix to equip and then play a mountain and get it back. No, they're not pitching a Phoenix. We are at 11 though, but now this thing is back to a 3 power. Okay, we could just slam Viper this turn. I think that's probably correct. Just try and get the fastest possible clock on them. So they can 7 us again. This thing has haste. Seems like a reasonable card in the Monument deck. Skittering Kitten. Are they just gonna loot? I guess that this chumps. Okay. Betrayal is good against them. I guess Tactics is good against them because it hits Flail and Monument. What is not good against them? Train seems a little slow. They're not... I was going to say, like, they're not super interacting with me, so the Ooze might not be the best, but then again, they also just play relevant graveyard cards. So I kind of like being able to just snipe them out. Let's cut one Mutagen Man, and I think they play Bitter Triumph, so like they do have an answer to Viper. Permanent leaves the battlefield. Super Shredder might not be that good. I'm not going to get triggers off of their stuff as much. So we'll try it this way. Ugh. This is slow. And we know that they're a fast deck. Like, Sentinel is pretty good against them at blocking, but we saw them play that flyer. We'll mulligan this. Ooh, this is a much better hand. Man, I don't want to... I don't want to put anything down. I want to keep all my cards. Let's... I guess we're putting Cub down. No. We'll just try and race them. We'll put down the trajectory. That might be too gutsy, but we'll see. Not a creature on turn 1. Okay, well, we drew a piece of interaction, so... Nice. They don't want to equip? What? What in the world? I'm just gonna do this now. That might have been a little preemptive, but like, the fact that they didn't want to equip it there, like, I feel like something's up. And then if all my guys live next turn, I can... If I had a double black, I could actually play both of these. So if I draw a swamp, we're just dumping our hand into play. Cub is such a ridiculous Magic card. Like, this deck isn't even built to maximize it, and it's still just doing absurd things. Man, our opponent just didn't do anything last turn. What is in their hand? What is this thing? Double strike vigilance. If you've played a land or cast a spell from... Ooh, okay. So it now has haste, flying, double strike, and vigilance. That is sweet. Wow. We just got one-shotted. What in the world? If you've played a land or cast a spell this turn from anywhere other than your hand. Okay, well that explains why they didn't want to. Wow. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Metalbending. Like they might not even be playing Flamewake Phoenix and Bloodghast. I don't think I want too many of these. So that explains why they're playing the cat, because they just want to like maximize. If they're not playing, we'll cut an Ooze. Wow, that was bizarre. Man, we're still getting listeners lament. Like loading screen. I want Ninja Turtle loading screens. Come on. That was a turn 4 kill. They turn 4 like one-shotted me. That was impressive. They are deep in the tank. Alright, here we go. This is pretty slow, but I will take it. Wait. Decision. Just played the Overgrown Tomb there. Alright, one flail. Check. And then it connives. Give him a hit with Gobin. Who is this? This is Green Goblin. The 3 black, so I can do all 3 of these next turn. Iron Shield Elf. Can I kill them? No, I don't think so. This is going to be +10, so I can put them to 4. I think I want to kill the elf here. They just didn't play a 3rd land, despite having a bunch of lands in their hand. Well, that feels great. Don't know what they're up to. Can't imagine what they could possibly have. Even if they played a land last turn. I mean, their deck did surprise me last game, so maybe they've got something going on. They consciously decided not to play a land last turn. Okay. All right. What is that? 4-0 on the night? I'll take it. All the packs. All right. Yeah. I like playing the Cub, which I don't think that other deck that we played against was playing. I don't know if they were playing Viper either. I don't remember. But yeah, I think just maxing the Mutagen man, like it having trample is very relevant. And then being able to stack tokens. We didn't come into a spot where having double legendary oozes was an issue. I think the one game that we drew double ooze, the first one got countered. So I like playing the 4 oozes. Yeah, Mikey seems okay. Super Shredder, like Super Shredder won us that one game, like super. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Convincingly, but on his own, like, and starting as a 1/1. We didn't play against any hexes today, but he like automatically dies to hex. We couldn't run him out against lessons because they just firebending lesson it. So Shredder seems like super high ceiling, super low floor. Mikey is like not as high of a ceiling, but still a pretty high ceiling. And then like the floor is he leaves behind a mutagen token. So I think I like this split. I don't think I want to play more than 2 Mikeys since he's legendary. And he himself doesn't wear tokens that great. It does really bother me that the number 11 is in his name and it's right next to the icon for the 1 casting cost, but I'm sure I'll get over it. The 1 bossing say was super sweet. I'm sure the sideboard can be improved. This is just like, what interaction could we possibly want? Didn't get to play against Excruciator for the Scavenger's Talent Scam. But yeah, the deck works. It's powerful. It's very different from the other Viper decks that I've featured on my channel. This is much more of like a fair mid-range deck that can just randomly pop off instead of trying to just like be kind of super low to the ground and scammy with Viper. So, but apparently other people are thinking about this deck too since we ran into that mirror match. So, cool. Thanks for checking out the video and making it this long, if you've made it this long. And I will catch you next time. Peace and chicken grease.